Hello, everyone, and welcome back to this YouTube series on basics of research and marketing. I'm Maggie, as usual, and now we continue our discussion on how, you know, uh, go through these fundamental building blocks for your research. And after we discussed last time the crab test on how to easily try to evaluate the source you're working with, today we continue with the ways you can actually find the sources for your research, regardless of level, bachelor, master, or PhD level. Please, however, regardless of what I'm saying here, always check with the instructions from your institution, from your supervisor, because these are generic, experience-based suggestions. However, please be aware of the fact that there are many other requirements for you from the university that you are currently studying and also or teaching, and also that there can be corporate guidelines if you are the employee of the company. But with this disclaimer, let's continue. So I've been in teaching and studying for more than 12 years. You can just, pause and go through the basics, which I put here on the slide. But let's just, continue with the question at hand. So finding and locating information. I'm going to share with you something that's available in open access and something that's possible for you to access if your institution has the access to these databases. And we begin with Google Scholar. This is an open platform which helps those who don't really know, don't really have access to more, closed databases, however, want to learn about the question that they're interested in. And this is, the very, first step in understanding something about your topic. And you can type here the keyword that you're looking for. For example, for me, it's personalized marketing. And you can scroll here and see that some of the results, they actually provide you with the PDF formats. Please, however, be aware of the fact that sometimes these PDF formats do not necessarily mean that they're available. So reserve the time for you to actually go through and check whether there's, a possibility to access that. And also don't forget about the fact that sometimes these papers can be a little outdated. And if you require something, from the past 3 days or 3 years, I'm sorry, for the past 3 days, for the past 3 years or 5 years, you might want to consider some other sources, but nevertheless, Google Scholar is a wonderful first step for you to learn about the topic you begin to work on. For example, here, personalized marketing, I see that there is a very reliable domain here, EU, and I clicked on that and I got to the paper on consumer protection in the age of personalized marketing. Is EU law future-proofed? And this is a very interesting topic actually to read it. And it's also available as a PDF format if you like to read it on tablet or you like to print it out very responsibly. And you can see here different sources and quite an interesting paper. So it is based on the EU domain, and most likely it is a very reliable source which can give you the insights towards, the recent conversation on this topic, as it is, out of 2023. The second point refers to the academic abstract and citation databases. For example, Scopus, Web of Science. However, this is through the paid access, and if your institutions have the access to these databases, you're very, lucky, or not lucky. You worked hard to get to the institution, and hence you can actually be happy with, getting to more information. And you can certainly use these databases of Scopus and Web of Science to check the authors and the reliability of the papers if they're actually searchable. But nevertheless, as we discussed in several previous videos, but nevertheless, here you can see what you can ask your institutions, and if you don't know that these databases you can actually use them from your university, you certainly need to just hurry up and ask them whether you can get the access there for you to get the access to the recent papers without any kind of limitation of the access. So my favorite ones are Scopus and also Web of Science. And I don't really know what's going on in here. Yes, but still, you can certainly get to these websites to learn more about the papers that you can get. So yes, this is here. And the following point about the publishers' free access platforms, we're going to discuss the next video how you can understand which publishers are reliable. There are also ways to check that. However, you can be sure that, for example, if we have Emerald Insight, you can benefit from their open access. For example, here, browse our content, open access, which is here, and you can dive into the possibilities for you to actually get the papers. For example, I just try it. Just have this general search, and also on you can get this only content I have access to if you have access through other databases like Scopus or websites. However, if you do not have, you can just use the only open access. And you can see here that's quite a high number of what you can actually go through. And here, for example, the latest ones and quite updated ones on, for example, conversions on the rise, modernizing email marketing practices by utilizing volunteer data. And you can right away see the PDF format of that, right? So this is also the way for you to access the papers on the reliable publishers. The same goes here. You can, find a journal article. And another one where you can, use the advanced search through the open access. Then we have libraries, books, journals, encyclopedia. Do not forget that you have the possibility to go to libraries, even though currently it's a little bit outdated and not many people really go there unless you want to study, but it's a wonderful way for you to access different sources. Which is, offline or through the libraries. You can maybe ask in the neighborhood, let's go that way. Maybe they have access to different newspapers, publishers, or maybe they have the possibilities for them to provide you with the books that you require from the networks of libraries. Hence, this is also a very valid point outside the online means. So don't really forget about that. Discussion groups, forums, communities. So you may have the access to your institutions with internal forums or discussions, or you can also, based on your specialization, you can find the communities or blogs which can answer the questions and get you to these dialogues and discussions and trends. And the latest one here is expert findings. And even though you can, schedule the interview with the experts you are interested in, you can also access the online ones. And for example, McKinsey and Company for marketing, you can, find interesting papers, interesting podcasts. So for example, several insights on AI as I specialized also in MarTech, which is a very, fundamentally is based on the development of AI, right? Marketing technologies. So you can access these articles, blog posts, reports, and a lot of information that you can use to get the access to proofread papers with different numerical information and sources. And, they also have the information about authors. A lot of papers have the sources, and they are updated. They are most likely to be updated. And certainly you have also the possibility to listen to podcasts. Another source can be Forrester. This is also, the consultant-based source where you can, access the blog posts and also learn about something interesting. Of course, sometimes you need to navigate. Well, you can have the authors here. You can have nice visualizations with bullet points and all of that. It can be quite interesting for you. Also, you have Gartner, which might have a little bit, of more necessity for you to navigate and find something that is of value for you to view it as an article, for you to get the information and insights, because they're much more focused on, finding the possibilities to attract the customers, but nevertheless, they are really sharing interesting reports and all that. So it's possible that you can access it either individually or also through the university or institution you are studying at, and also to the company you are working for. And hence, these are, the major and reliable information sources that you can use, and which I've been using for my students and also myself throughout my experience as both beginning students, as the employee of the university, when I was teaching at the marketing department, and also as the independent scholar with all the information that I can get and gain. So this is about that. If you have any questions or comments or concerns and maybe some clarifications, please let me know. I like, this discussions and on how to learn about research, especially the academic one in marketing, because it helps to, be in conversation, but also have the valid arguments at your disposal. And here I would like to stop myself before I go to conversation on why this information is not accessible to everyone and who is benefiting from closing the access and all of that. I mean, if you want to talk about it, just let's do that in other videos, and please leave the comments or concerns and opinions. But nevertheless, this is something that we have now. It's just a general, a way for you to access the information and for me to share with you what I've been using, and several comments with that. So if it's convenient, if it was useful for you, I'm really happy. If you have any questions or comments and concerns, please let me know in the comments, or write me directly. Also, you have here the QR codes to my website, open lectures on MarTech, because I like MarTech, marketing technologies. And you can also join me. MarTalks is an open discussion clubs where you can communicate with others and improve your English and terms and all of that. And the MarTech guide, this is the online document which I have created based on 12 years of my experience in teaching, studying, and working with corporate partners. If you're interested in when, where, how to learn, if you're overwhelmed with all the possibilities that marketing can actually provide you with, you're more than welcome to check out this document. With that, thank you very much. Good luck with your research and see you in the future videos. Nähondis.